Why do we create? It's this inexplicable urge, a drive to make something out of nothing. You've felt it too, haven't you? But if you're anything like me, you may have chosen this video to answer a hauntingly simple question. Upon watching Tatsuki Fujimoto's look back, what was a single question branched into so many others. There is something truly beautiful about escaping to a world of your own creation, but in this beauty awaits a fear many of us cannot look in the eye. Am I just drawing to get the praise of others? Who am I even drawing for? How can I make it perfect? I need to be better. The tale of Fujino and Kiyomoto has deeply resonated with my own journey through art. It has occupied my mind rent-free as I continue to search for a method to this madness. And I think I may have just found it. The answer many of us have been so eagerly craving was right there, lying in plain sight. It's easy to describe why we have fallen in love with shows, songs, paintings, books. But the moment this question is redirected inwards, the answer gets messy. Look Back had resonated with me so much that I had felt exposed. My relationship with art had eerily paralleled that of Fujino's. Looking at her, I could not help but reminisce about my own memories, ones that had lied dormant. They had been dead and buried for so long. I understood that look. Everything that happened was because of it. I needed her to utter a single word. A single manga panel had completely crushed her soul. The endless flow of praise, the approval she had poured her whole being into earning, it was all gone. She was no longer special. Right in that moment, I could not help but see my own reflection. I saw that young boy again. I'm just like her, aren't I? I was also familiar with the spiral of obsession, one that persisted to haunt my every waking moment. Looking for books, courses, videos, I needed to take back what they took from me. I needed them to acknowledge me. Slowly, the hobby I had used to escape my curses was being manifested into its own curse. That flame lit in my heart continued to fade slowly. My soul was begging me to stop, but I did not care. They had to see me. I had blindly walked into a trap. I found myself lying in between millions of others who were just like me. They ended up running in an endless road, deluded by their pursuit of perfection, because nobody can overlook perfection, right? Before I even knew it, it was gone. I lost my spark. Every pen, pencil, sketchbook I had owned were of no use anymore. My art had become a victim of my own insecurities. It was nowhere to be seen, nothing more but a memory. My soul no longer had its voice, and I couldn't do anything but ask, is this it? Something was pulling me back. But why? What was the point if it was never going to be perfect? If it isn't validation I'm seeking, then why do I even draw? Just like Fujino, I had came to a realization that I was never going to make the perfect piece. So, is there any point in trying? Why would I ever want to create something that's flawed and imperfect? There is no point in making art anymore. I was here again. It was one of those colder nights. The midnight skies echoed a hollow silence. I didn't want to cry. I didn't want to scream. I needed my voice to be heard. It was my soul's last attempt at letting out what it had been holding onto for so long. I held that pencil for the first time in what felt like years. I blew the dust off my sketchbook, and every stroke layered upon the other, bringing about this nostalgic warmth. What is this feeling? I had finally allowed my soul to heal, and it was liberating. Art was always human, an instinct deep-rooted in us. It wasn't an invention, but a discovery. It was us finally finding a way to break the barrier of words. But there is one distinct feature that always comes with being human, and we are all too aware of it. We are not perfect. If art was a depiction of our humanity, does that mean it's destined to be flawed? It acts as a reflection of the human condition, and maybe that's why many of us are blind to its true nature. These so-called flaws, they're a beautiful expression of the marvels that reside within us. We create because we are flawed. In every piece you make, you are rebelling, trying to prove that we remain capable of good. You may have felt it too, that warmth. This sense of comfort that rushes through you when you set your soul free, when you allow your imperfections to exist. By choosing to accept them, you can find beauty in each and every one of them. Art is a domain of your own making, a transcendence beyond the limits our world had so blindly dictated for us. But why doesn't it feel enough? Shouldn't I be creating art for me? Why do I feel alone here? To understand this question, I think we should pivot back to the story of Fujino and Kiyomoto. We had last left Fujino broken and dull. She no longer cared to surpass Kiyomoto. There was simply no point in trying. But what happens when that same person who taunted her every breath adores the world she had created? To Kyomoto, each panel was a window, a way to look into somebody that may just be the same as her. If Fujino had everything but art, while Kyomoto had nothing but art, it was a language she had learned to express fluently, allowing her to appreciate every detail in Fujino's manga strips. Through a simple act of understanding and admiration, Fujino was allowed to live again. Kyomoto didn't have the slightest clue on who she was, yet she knew everything there is to know about her. But why? Art is created alone but lived together. In its most abstract of forms, art is an expression of a soul yearning for connection. We were never meant to be alone. The fear of loneliness lies deep within us. It's part of what makes us human. The fear of living an invisible life, unseen by the world around you, unable to find connection, to find meaning in the suffering. And this is a painful fate, one that terrifies me to my core. Earlier, I had said that art was a vessel that allows the soul to cry. But if that's true, why would anyone truly desire for their tears to be dismissed? Making art is often an attempt at searching for a shoulder to cry on, even if it's a single person, a family member, a friend, a significant other. We are compelled to share our truth because others are capable of carrying us to its meaning. Yes, we are selfish in creating art, but when we speak in a language that exceeds the barrier of words, every fragment represents a story, a reason to be alive. It can even connect with others and help them forge their own peace. Every time you choose to create, you are contributing to an 8 billion person choir. Each person is helping, seeing, and making sense of the other's existence. You are born with your own truth, one that allows you to see the world like no other. So share it. Maybe it's a loved one or even a random stranger. There is no doubt that your art will speak to someone. I think I finally know why I create. Every day I choose to make a video or open up my sketchbook, I feel alive. Because art is this beautiful conversation that keeps us holding on to what's truly important. This is why we create. Not to be perfect, not to be praised, but to be understood. Hey guys, before I end this video, I just wanted to say thank you for all the support on the last 2 videos and for reaching the end of this video. It truly means a lot to me, and it's why I am able to keep creating. If there is anything you want me to talk about or anything specific you want to see, type in the comments. If you want to support the channel, liking or subscribing or commenting means a lot to me and truly helps a lot. But you don't have to do that. Just watching this video is already more than enough.